So traders, we may have a little bit more downside to come, and I may have been wrong about the bottom in the indices anyway being last week, but my whole thesis around the stock market is I believe we're getting very, very close towards a bottoming pattern. Right, no one knows the exact bottom, but I do believe even if we get a little bit more downside to come, which we're probably going to get, we're then going to get a very strong rally out of this, okay? Either way, we see a lot more upside, and I want to share with you why I'm seeing this across all the markets from here, and we're going to be looking at all the markets from there. So traders, make sure you grab access to that free trading course I'm giving away. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, you can get access to some free complete trading courses. I've actually broken it up into many, many videos, as you can see, and I know that it will help you out, especially right now with the amount of people I'm speaking to on the phone. People are getting destroyed by these markets. So let's actually start off with the good old stocky market, and let me share with this here. So on a short-term basis here, we can see that the market did rally up here, and we got sort of knocked down from here. We came up towards the 24 moving average, we got knocked down, and now we're pushing to the downside. So what that simply means now for this here is we probably have a little bit more downside to come. But one thing I really want to sort of stress here when it comes to these markets is this. I honestly believe that I do believe we're going to get more downside to come, but it's going to be very short-lived. And if I blow this chart up from here to here, you can see that this whole area through here is probably a lot of support. What I do see coming out of all the markets is even if we do get some more, say, downside to come, right? Let's just say, for example, we have another down day like this here. I believe this is going to be the bottom, and then we see a very strong rally. And this rally here could last 1 to possibly maybe even 2 months. I reckon this rally is going to last. But first, over the next probably week, we're probably likely to do that. Bit of a bottoming pattern, and then a move back to the upside. This is when we're going to get the rally from here in the markets. Now, I don't know what the rally is going to be. Is it going to be a strong rally? Therefore, we get some sort of V bottom action, or is this going to be the start of the top of a very big bull market? Either way, what's likely to come out of what's happening here, I still believe here, I did a video a few days ago called The Greatest Buying Opportunity, and it still is. Greatest buying opportunity doesn't mean we know the exact bottom, but I'm very, very, very confident looking at the markets that this whole area through here, even if we get a bit of movement on the downside, this whole area through here, I do see we're probably likely to see something like that. That's what I truly believe we're going to see. I don't believe we're at the end of this big bull market yet. There's been too many people that are negative. If I bring up the fear and greed index here, and as you can see here, that if I go to timeline here, right, so as you can see, we're still at the very extreme fear. So the reason why this is really important, guys, to remember, there we go, bam, take away all the ads for you. Right, so the reason why this is so important to understand, to remember when it comes to these markets is, remember, we don't stay into extreme fear that long. And if you're thinking that this is the start of a complete collapse, the market doesn't just the market doesn't just completely collapse, right? The market will step down. Look at any very big bull market, any very big bear market, and the market will step down. If we do get a bit more downside to come, we haven't had a very big pullback here yet. Meaning, if this is the start of a very big bear market to come out of the markets, then I do see that if we do get more downside to come, it's going to be very short-lived, and probably going to see this fear and greed index ping down to 0, maybe. Right, and then we're going to get a face ripper rally. Now, that's what we're probably going to see here soon. So the purpose of what we're seeing here is, yes, we're probably likely to get a bit of downside to come, but it's probably going to be very short-lived, and get ready for a good 1 to 2 months, maybe even more of a big rally. And if that did happen, let's just say, for example, we did get down to this bottom through here. And again, I don't believe this is likely to be a very, we do probably get a bit more downside to come, but it's probably not going to be big, okay? So let's go look at the S&P 500. And if I bring up the S&P 500, this is the weekly chart here. And if I'm looking at, say, some levels that I can maybe identify, this is the weekly chart here. Okay. More importantly, guys, when you are trading these markets, I'm just looking at some levels from here. Make sure you really are being patient with your trading. If you have this mentality that you need to trade every day to make an income, you are getting destroyed right now by this volatility. The number one characteristics to a successful trader is they have the ability to wait on their hands, sometimes for a few weeks, sometimes a month or more, to wait for the right opportunities to come. That's the characteristics of success in the markets, right? And if you like to see my actual real equity curve for all of 2024, then if you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form for my coaching program if you do need some help there. And I will personally call you to have a good chat. If you are struggling this year, then you really need some help. I'm having a really good year this year. Now, I haven't taken a lot of trades, but I don't need a lot of trades. I'm still up very nicely. So looking at this level through here, we may have a little bit more downside to come, right? Just so you can see here, we actually rallied up to the 24. Big rejection on the downside. So we're possibly going to come down to here. We do actually have this level here. We also have this level through here. Yes. Okay. Yep. So I see that. I see you. Okay, cool. So we're probably likely to get this level through here, guys. Okay. Probably likely to come down through to here. And it's probably got, maybe have a flush down below this low here. And then we're likely to see, remember, the face ripper rally, right? So that's what I'm seeing there when it comes to the S&P 500. We saw the Nasdaq, and the same thing for the Dow Jones as well. Dow Jones actually has a bit of support level through here, but let's actually go down to, yeah, okay, so this is that major level through there. Okay, cool. Yep. So you see this is what's happening here, guys. This is probably not going to be, if you're thinking this is the start of the big one, guys, and we're just going to keep going down, please be smart. Please be smart. What I mean by be smart is, the market won't just go straight down, right? If the market starts to sell off through here and you're trying to capitalize on, you think this is the start of the big bang for 20%, just don't be trading based on fear or FOMO, okay? That's the worst thing to do. Now, if we do get more downside to come through here, flush below this low here, we're probably likely to get something like that, come down to this level through here, and then we're going to get the rally through here, get a big rally all the way up through here. Okay, so get ready for it, guys, because it is coming. This little short-term little drop here is probably going to be a very good buying opportunity to come in the markets there. So that's what I'm seeing now on the Dow Jones there. Let's go look at gold here for today. And man, gold is screaming runaway. Meaning it's like, guys, gold has, one of the big things about gold, and any market for that matter, okay? One thing you'll realize is that, do you realize, no, the word on the street that I see through here was people were calling me an idiot as I was starting to get into some really good long opportunities through here and also through here. People were calling me an idiot and all that sort of stuff, right? Now the thing is that there's a switching of mentality around these markets. They go from, like, you know, the whole analogy, right? So they go from the really big thing I saw when it comes down to this, say, gold market was this. People back, say, 2 years ago were saying, well, if you bought gold in the last 2 years and if you bought Bitcoin in the last 2 years, who would have made more money? You know, that whole argument, right? Well, we're not getting that argument anymore, are we? Because now there is no argument that, you know, people are not saying that. Now, one thing you really want to sort of be alert of, and this, again, guys, look how much this thing has gone up, okay? The market will not keep going up here. We are going to see a large correction out of gold. It will come. It's not going to just keep going straight up, okay? And if you think that and you're betting on that, you are going to lose so much money, especially if you do have a large amount of money betting that this thing is just going to keep going up. Because, again, let's just look at the reality of how these markets work. Let's be sensible, okay, and say, whenever does the market just keep going straight up? Even through this point through here, we had these points through here. Pullback, right? Big pullback. Now, that pullback from there to there is what? 10% over the space of 11 bars, right? Same here, same here. So if this is going to be the start of something like this back here in gold, what are we going to get? We are going to get what? And see how even in a very big bull market, what do you get? You get this for two months, and then it tops out here, and then we get another, and this is a weekly chart, so that's about a month worth of drops here. That's about 2 months worth of pullback here. This here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, that's about 2 months worth of pullback through there, or sideways movement. So we are likely to get something like this. Even if this is a runaway bull market, the market will stair step. And as you can see, I call it the energy phases. And the worst time to get involved with any market, doesn't matter what you think about central banks or retail investors or retail traders or anything like that, the worst time to get involved with something, if you understand that we go through an energy using phase when they buy it up, then we go sideways for a bit, energy building, energy using, energy building, energy using, energy building, energy using, energy building, energy using, energy building, and then we end up getting a pretty big strong blow off sort of move, and then we end up going through there. So one of the, as you can see, these energy building phases, one of the worst times to get involved with this here is when the market has already started to make a move. In this case, for like 1 to 2 months on the upside. If gold's going to be a big mover, we will get something like that. So that's all I'm calling for there. But looking at gold now, as you can see, look at this here. What's going to come soon? So even if this is a big runaway bull market, like you say, and this is the start of 2029 again, and a very big bull market. Here we go, right? Tell me where. Look at this here. Let's just be smart about it, about the markets here, right? And don't say the central banks are buying, so they're not going to let it go down. Central banks have been buying for a long time, guys. It's not like they suddenly woke up today and said, "Oh, I'm going to start buying gold." They've been doing it for a long time. Okay. Look what happens here. Over the last 20 years, when we get too far away from the 24 moving average on my weekly charts, what ends up happening? Especially when we go parabolic. Last 2 times we've gone parabolic here was right here. That's when pretty parabolic. So that twice. And also through here as well too. What did we end up getting? A real hard and fast snapback. And this is the danger. Right here. This is the danger of the gold market, right? The danger of the gold market right now. And again, guys, I don't hate gold. I don't hate any market. I don't love any market. I'm just looking for the opportunities that give me the best chances of jumping in on a big move. And if something's already made the big move, as you see how history and charts and markets work, then it's the wrong time to be looking for a trade. It's likely to make a big move, especially when we start to go parabolic away from the moving average. Look what ends up happening here. I do see something like this coming. Too many people are bullish gold right now. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to see a really big crash out of it, but I do see a pretty strong, sharp and hard, fast snapback to create a bit of an equilibrium. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium is that when we get too far away from the moving average, we go through these periods. Too far away to these periods, too far away, these periods. But even these periods, look how far away we are right now. This thing is just absolutely just on a steaming move to the upside. This is screaming warning, guys. For me anyway, I've had 2 amazing trades in the last 12 months out of this level here. I made a lot of money out of it. For me, my hands are off. Actually, my hands are off gold now. But there's so many opportunities, guys. Individual stocks. Right, look at the oil market for some shorting opportunities coming soon. Like, there's many opportunities out there. Don't be so focused on one market. One of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing is that a lot of traders are so focused on one market, right? They're focusing on just one market out there. And they're like, I'm a futures trader. Me, I'm not. I'm an all market trader. I mean, I look at all markets to see where the opportunities are. Back in the last 12 months, I've been very bullish on the gold market. And if you guys know, back 12 months ago, I was really, really bullish. In fact, I've taken a few trades on gold. And now I'm starting to put a bit of warning signs on, right? Because if you look at probabilities, probability says that. If we go look at the silver market from here, silver's really starting to trying to pick up through here. Been very, very, very sluggish. We actually did have a move up, move down, move up. But man, silver's been just crazy volatile, hasn't it? We're not getting any pretty smooth action at all out of silver here. So yeah, the hard thing about trading silver right now, if you're an investor long term, who cares about what I say right now? This is technical analysis, charting, so on and so forth. Okay. This here is a screaming to say stay away from the silver market from there. So that's the gold and silver market there, guys. If we go have a look at, say, the oil market is still one of my greatest opportunities I see still coming when it comes to really big trades, right? Because remember, traders, how do you make a big profit in the markets? You identify trades that's likely to make a big move, okay? One of the big problems when it comes down to day trading the markets, meaning you're getting in and getting out on the same day, is very hard to jump in on a big move. That's where, for me personally, and you'll be able to see that when you get access to the free trading course, first thing in the description, I like to get in on trades that I can get in and hold it for 2, 3, 4 weeks and jump in on a big move and have a big profit. So many traders are trying to trade every single day, which never works, right? So for me personally, these things line up. Now, the big thing about what's happening here with gold, let's just say, for example, gold's been taking a long time to set up for me for a really good trade. But what if you were ready for this? For when it does confirm, you knew the exact pattern you're looking for, the exact setup to look for, right? I'm not going to take just any ordinary trade on oil. I'm still looking for my actual trading setup here. So what if that one really good trade made you $500,000? Would it be worth that one trade? What if that one really good trade made you 6 figures, made you $100,000 over the space of a 2, 3, 4 week period? Is it worth waiting 6 months for that opportunity? See the differences in thinking around the trading. So many people are trying to make $200 today. I'm like, why not try to make 10 grand on a trade? Meaning, how does that work? And so on and so forth. So that's what I'm seeing there when it comes to the good old oil market there, guys. And I see it's probably going to be a lot more opportunities that level through here. And obviously the USO market. The USO market is the one that I'm really, really, really excited about. Because whenever we do end up starting to go through these, what's called just extended phases like this here, the USO, it's really, 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 really powerful, because whenever we do something like this here, and then we start to break out, there could be some amazing, amazing opportunities, guys. I'm telling you right now, some of the greatest trades that I've taken in the markets have been identifying this here for a couple of years, and then when we start to break up or break down, right? If it breaks up or if it breaks down, start to identify the breakdown and get in here. That's been some of the most amazing trades that I see, but it's after this level here. So USO is, again, setting up for me, and I'm really watching these markets very, very closely, because we could be getting very, very, very close to triggering one of the greatest shorting opportunities on these markets here. But see what I just did there, guys? Okay, see what I just did here. And again, when it comes down to the way that I coach people and the way that I teach people, this is what I teach people here. I don't have it's not a Forex market, or like, I use the same techniques, the same system across all markets. I'm looking at the stock market. I'm looking at individual stocks. I'm actually in an individual stock right now, right? I've actually just bought it just recently on this dip here. Come 60 days from now, man, going to be one of the greatest buying opportunities you've seen. Maybe a little short-term, little shake and bake, what I call it in the stock market. But anyway, the purpose of what I'm saying here is, one thing I teach my coaching clients is that don't be a lover of any market. I'm only looking for these opportunities. So while everyone's been a lover of gold, and I'm like, Okay, cool. I'm now saying, okay, where were you 12 months ago? That's when I was gold, gold, gold. And I had an amazing, two amazing trades at a gold last 12 months. Now I'm like, I'm looking at, because there's different markets, right? Different markets sets up. Stock market setting up right now for a really good buying opportunity, I truly believe. Now, again, it's the round about the area. It doesn't mean we can't get every downside for the first week. But I truly believe over the next, say, 30 to 60 days, we're going to be a lot higher than where we are right now, even if we do get a short-term drop. Same with the oil market. There could be some really good shorting opportunities. USO, right? So I really want you to be, again, this is like, fill out the application form, guys. That second link in the description. I'll talk to you more about this, but this is what I want you to do. I want you to be not a lover of any markets. There's so many opportunities that you're missing because you're so honed in on gold's going to keep going up and you're so lover of one market. Why are you lover of one market? They all operate the same way, right? And they all make the same patterns. And when it comes to my trading system anyway, the way that I trade the markets, it works on every market because they're all the same. So there's so many opportunities out there, guys, whether it's a short, whether it's a long, whether it's anything out there. You just got to really understand what to look for and know what's coming out of that level from there. So that's the USO market from there, guys. Let's go look at the actual interest rates as well. So the 10-year interest rate right now is potentially actually starting to get a lot weaker here. This is the weekly chart here, and we have been sort of creating a bit of a flattening top through here. We were in a very big bull market, but we're creating now a bit of a weakness out of this level here. If we go to the daily charts here on the 30-year, as you can see, we're really we've actually had this nice move down and we rallied up. And see, even when it comes down to interest rates, if you've watched this video all the way through so far, you'll know what I've talked about with the stock market, right? That no market just goes straight down. And if we do, we end up getting a really hard and fast snapback. So we can see through here, right, that we had to come down, come up, come down, and now we're doing this level through here, and we're starting to get the moving averages come down. Once we break this 4% level, we're probably likely to start to see something like that coming out of the markets from there. So that's what I'm seeing there when it comes to, say, the 10-year. Let's look at the 30-year as well too. 30 years actually. Let's look at the 30-year again. Yeah, just the same sort of thing. I do see this as more of a topping action, and especially the 2-year. The 2-year is very, very, very weak. And I talked about this before, but look at the 2-year. The 2-year is about to get actually just hammered. We've completely changed the trend here when it comes to this level 3. You can see it actually come down. Remember I said before about the stock market, guys? People think the market's just going to keep going straight down. Even from this is a weekly chart here. It went down through here, and then we had this very big rally. This is weekly charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's actually 3 months worth of what? A pullback, a rally before we get that. So we will get something like this out of the stock market, something similar to that, over the next, say, 60 days. This is probably what we're going to see through here. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but we'll get something like that out of the stock market. So again, the reason I'm very, very, very big on that, because I know a lot of people are FOMOing, fear of missing out on the very big crash, when the reality of what they're doing is probably not going to be a very good idea from here. If we go look at Bitcoin from here, Bitcoin for me, guys, it may have a little bit more downside to come, right? But for me, guys, nah. Again, this is that level through there. And I say nah, because even if we did get a movement on the downside, say another move to the downside here, one, that would actually bring it down to that level through there. Isn't that amazing? Wow, eh? Wow. Something big is going to happen in the crypto market, guys. Something really, really, really big is going to happen in the crypto market. The reason I'm saying is because there's just too many shit coins out there. There's too many coins. There's too much crypto stuff out there. There's going to be a huge awakening in the crypto market. There's going to be a massive washing away, just like they did in the .com days. Meaning, like, you see that there was thousands of companies out there, right? .com, right? .com. There's so many cryptocurrencies out there right now, right? Everyone's launching their own thing. Tate did his daddy thing as well too. It's like, Oh man, I just see huge reckoning coming. I don't know when that's going to happen, guys, but there's going to be huge reckoning, and there's going to be the average person is involved with the crypto market. That's the only thing is like crypto. There's going to be a huge awakening from here, guys. So that's what I want to share with you there today, traders. Just make sure that the big thing I really want to sort of encourage you guys is don't be a lover of any market. I don't love or hate market, you know. I'm just seeing the opportunities where they are, and I'm going to hone in on those markets because I'm looking for the opportunities to make a really nice move. That's where individual stocks right now, potentially the stock market, potentially things like the oil market, the energy market. There's some other markets out there apart from gold that are going to give you some really good opportunities. And I don't want you to be so narrow focused. Broaden your horizon, look across the stream, and go from there, and you'll be able to identify some really good opportunities across the markets from there.